Morning. I'm heading from Kildare to Cork today. It should be a two-stop trip, so I will show you some footage of the journey and then some of the charging. Okay, I'm on my way to Cork. The total journey is about 203 kilometres, so that's two stops basically, because when I get to Cork, I'm going to a charging station just so I can charge up fully again, and then for the return journey. So it's two stops. I'm leaving Kildare now, and I'm coming on to the M7, which is a motorway. So I'll be using cruise control. I'll be using air conditioning if required. I don't really hold with, unless it's an emergency, with travelling in too Spartan away, if you like. Life's too short, really. As I said, unless I'm really low on charge, and I may live to rue this decision because I'm not building in a whole pile of redundancy in the journey for charging stations that are out of commission. Now, I'm going on a route which is extremely well served by rapid chargers. I'll be passing, let me see, before I go to recharge, for the first time, I'll be passing two other rapid chargers, and that's pretty much consistent for the whole of the journey. So I'll be passing a couple of rapid chargers every time before I stop at the charger that I need to stop at. So I'll keep you informed. It's a beautiful day. Well, actually, it's not that beautiful. It's warm, and it's going to be warmer. There's kind of a mist and a fog which is lifting. It's 9:30 in the morning, so it will get warmer during the day, so I'll just slap on cruise control. It'll get warmer during the day, which is great from a battery perspective and efficiency perspective. As I mentioned earlier, I've reset all the dials, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of level of economy I get. It's predominantly motorway driving I'm doing, so I'm not expecting great economy, but yeah, let's see how we get on, and I'll be back in touch at the first stop, I guess. I'm coming up now in about a couple of kilometres time to the first toll on the road that I have to pay. I don't mind paying tolls on roads once it makes the journey quicker, and it certainly does in these cases. However, I do know that in some countries, Norway in particular I believe, electric vehicles are exempt from tolls. Now that would be a nice little bonus, I guess, but look, I can't remember what the toll is. I have it on an automatic reader thing, and it just debits my card. So I think it's 180 or €2 or something like that each way for each toll. So look, I can live with that. But yeah, just a point that in some other countries you can drive in bus lanes, I believe, in cities in electric vehicles, and you're exempted from road tolls, and I think in London you're exempted from the congestion charge and so on. So nice little incentives there to switch to electric motoring. Recently in Ireland, Irish Rail, who are the national rail providers, have introduced free car parking while charging at the railway stations. So that suits people who are commuting by rail. So I guess you just rock up in the morning, plug in your car, head off on the train, and then come back in the evening and collect your car, which is full of juice again, and you don't have to pay for the parking. So that's nice. Only downside with it is, I guess, it encourages people to hog the chargers. That's been the subject of some debate as to whether that's fair or not. Me, I kind of take the view, look, it's a destination charger, if you like. It's there to encourage commuting, so you can't knock people for then doing what the chargers are meant for. But I guess the real issue is most railway stations only have 2 charging points. So, well, most of the ones I've been to in any event. So I think the solution probably is to get to a situation where you have 8 or 10 chargers at each railway station, and then it would reduce the blocking theory, at least, because I don't think it's fair to expect commuters to return to plug out their car during the working day. I mean, that's not what the whole commuting issue is set up for. But equally, it's not great to have chargers blocked all day either. But as I said, I guess that's what it's there for. I'm just coming through the toll booth now. That's it. So I'm now €1 something lighter, and on we go. Okay, I'm just pulling into the service station now, the first one. So I've done 67 kilometers and I still have 36% left in the tank. So, and that's going at 120 on the motorway. So no hassles, no dramas so far. So I'm going to top up here and then head for Cashel and then see what happens, and can I make it all the way from Cashel to Cork on one charge. I suspect I can, so let's see if that is the case. Oh, I see a white van beside the charger. I hope it's not being serviced. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. It could be our friends from Cara doing a maintenance upgrade, or just regular maintenance, or maintenance upgrade as well. So doing maintenance or an upgrade or something, or equally it could be totally unrelated. So let's have a shifty. I'll show you. No, it's motorway maintenance. It's fine. I'll show you this from the dash cam later on. No, we're fine. It's just motorway maintenance. That's great. Okay, so hopefully all will be well. Okay, there's I think about a 20-minute stop. I'm up to 82% now, so that's plenty for me to get to Cashel, which is the next stop. So I can go at 120 on the motorway and go to Cashel and then see what's left in the journey then for me, and whether I can do it from Cashel straight into Cork. I imagine I can. You know, I don't see why I can't. It's good weather. Obviously, if I had the 30 kilowatt hour leaf would be no problem. Be one stop and with no issues whatsoever. But I don't. I have the 24 kilowatt, and I'm very happy with it. And would I upgrade? Possibly. Would I wait for another year and hope for further battery life, or for the Kia Soul to come into Ireland or something? Yeah, possibly I would. So to be determined. Anyway, that was a proper service station. As you see, I'm back on just on the motorway slip road now, so there was no delays getting to or from the charging point there, so it's great. There was nobody using it, so which was also fortunate and great. Cashel, my next stop, is notorious for being iced, so let's see what happens. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but I'm listening to the cricket commentary from from Lords using an iPhone and the USB connector into the entertainment system in the car. So it's great. You can get internet radio, and I was at the AGM some time ago of the Irish EV Owners Association, and one of the guy I was sharing the table with, sorry I can't recall his name, was quite rightly bemoaning the absence of a long wave radio from the Nissan Leaf. So I told him about TuneIn, which is the radio app I use. I'm a great fan of the BBC, so I listen a lot to BBC radio, and so I just thought I'd demonstrate how it actually works. So just using TuneIn radio, or in this case, because it's geo-locked, test match special on the BBC broadcasts on YouTube, audio only as well, if you're outside of the UK. So that's what I was listening to there. So that's it really. Okay, I'm just arriving now at Cashel, which is the next rapid charge point that I'm using in a motorway service area. So there's just two things to consider here. One is, will I get on the charger? That's the first thing. So is it iced, or is there room, or is there a queue or whatever? And then the second thing is, I've got about another 95 kilometers to go. Now, when I'm driving on the motorway, obviously, if I'm going at the maximum permitted speed, which is 120 kilometers an hour, the energy usage economy rate deteriorates greatly, because you're burning up your resources quite quickly. The second thing is, this is a rapid charger, and if there's a queue and I'm on it, I'm not going to charge to anything like the max. I'm going to stop at about 80%, and I've got 95 kilometers to go. Now, the charger is free, which is good news. Let's hope it's working. So the real question then is, do I go an eco route off motorway and try and squeeze every last drop out of it and get there, you know, without stopping again? Or do I just belt on the motorway and stop somewhere else and get another charge? I prefer to do the eco route, to be honest, because charging time is slower than driving time, obviously. So that's the plan. Let's see what happens here. Okay, as you'll see, we're charging. I'll just show you what I put up when I'm charging. I put this in my window if I'm not going to be here. Put my number, and if anybody then needs to charge or needs to get on ahead of me, they can give me a shout. So that's my conscience salved. I'm going to go and have a cup of coffee now in a minute. But before I do that, let's just see how much further we have to go. Okay, I'm going to cancel the route I have already in. Okay, cancel route. Right, let's put in a new route. I know where I'm going. It's Cork. Okay, route details. So let's see how far it is going the various ways. Okay, more routes. So that's the most direct route. Eco is 96. Shortest is 89. Let's try shortest. See what way that takes me. I would have thought eco might be best, actually. Okay. Right, obviously, estimated charge on arrival is nothing because I'm not anywhere near where it should be. Okay, so 89 kilometres definitely should be doable. 96 kilometres probably will be doable, depending on what level of charge I can get while I'm here. So, time for a coffee, I think. Okay, I've been charging up for about 20 minutes now, so I'm up to 87%. And I need to go 89 kilometres to the next charger, which is pretty much my destination. So, there's nobody waiting, as you can see. So I might as well sit here and just let it tick up to, what are we, 87% now. Yeah, might as well wait for a few more minutes, give it 5 more minutes maybe, and see what it ticks on up to. And that way then my little cruise into Cork will be a lot less stressful because I won't have to worry about economy. I'll go with 100 kilometres an hour on the motorway, and then I'll pull off the motorway. And the last 20 kilometres I think will be on national routes, and then there's a few more kilometres on very, very small Irish roads, lots of hills, so for every up there's a down, so you get a good bit of regen. So let's see how that works out, and the dash cam footage should be a little bit more interesting than just the endless motorway stuff. Okay, as you'll see looking at the gasometer, which I very rarely do look at, the range has dropped completely down because of the motorway driving I was doing, I imagine. So look, I have 92% and I have 89 kilometres to go. It should be absolutely fine. I've checked on the ESB eCars app and the charger appears to be working, the charger that I'm going to latch onto next. So I'm going to give it a go and let's see how we get on. Well, that was easy. 22% to spare, 93 kilometres. And we had 92%, I think it was, heading off. So that's great. I'm going to charge up now and go on about my business. Okay, it's the afternoon now, so I'm heading back. I'm just finishing my meeting. So I'm heading back now to Kildare, and I'm going to do the exact same stops on the way back. So, first of all, Cashel. Might get a cup of coffee in Cashel, actually. And then Ballacalla, and then back to the office, and then back from the office home. So, sorry, speed bump coming up. So, okay, I think, well, assuming that it works on the way back as well, as easily as it has now, I've proven to myself I could do it with 2 stops quite easily. I suppose the next thing, will I be brave enough to try and do it with just 1 stop? Sorry, I always did it with 2 stops, but two motorway stops as opposed to going off the beaten track. So I wonder now, will I ever get to a stage where I can do it with just 1 stop? I suspect I won't, unless I upgrade and get a 30 kilowatt hour, or change the car to a different model or something. Okay, talk to you later. The sat-nav is telling me I won't have enough battery to get to where I want to go. It's 91 kilometres and I have 80 time to go around the bend, so it's obscured by the wheel. 86%, but based on my previous experience, I know I can do that very, very easily. So I'm just going to ignore the sat-nav on this one. Sorry, Nissan. Okay, change of camera angle, because I imagine it must be very boring looking at one side of my head all the time. Yeah, I'm on the motorway again. This time I'm just doing 100 again back to Cashel. There are multiple charges I could stop at. There's one here, I'm just passing it now. While I'm passing the town within which the charger is for Moy. It's a bit of a traffic black spot. I might be actually able to see if it's locked or not. It's busy all night, I should say. I think it's okay. Now I can see it from here, but it would probably take me a good 15 minutes from here to actually get to it and then back again. So I try not to use that one so often. It's great for the people living in Fermoy, but for those of us travelling on the motorway, it's not ideal. Then there's another one further on, as I said, which, as I said earlier, would mean a detour off the motorway. We'll have a few minutes here and there. So just for the next stretch, I'm on cruise control. I'm going to keep her at 100 as opposed to 120, just to make sure I make it there with a bit of gas in the tank, if you will, in reserve, just in case there's a problem with caching, so I can go somewhere else. So I've got 55 kilometers to the charger. I have 64%. So, you know, I'm going to have about 20 spare, 25 spare. So if there was a problem, I could go somewhere else. I said this morning it was going to be a beautiful day. It's not. It's a fine day. It's 18 degrees. It's a bit cloudy though, which is a shame, because I was hoping to get some nice footage for the dash cam of the drive through the Galtee Mountains and so on the motorway, because it's a lovely drive. It really is a lovely drive, and there's some nice scenery to be seen. But as with all scenery, it's much nicer with the blue sky rather than a cloudy grey sky. Just pulling off the motorway now at Cashel, so let's see whether I'm in luck again in terms of charger availability. I know on the UK motorway network where Ecotricity have their electric highway units, they always seem to double up, which is great because there's an element of redundancy there, you know, so that if one is out, the chances are the other one won't be. I shouldn't say always, but I think predominantly they do tend to have multiple units. We don't have that here yet. It'd be great if we did. So we're absolutely reliant on there's one single point of failure at every point, at every charge point, if you like, which from a rapid charging perspective. So and it's free. This one, that's good. So fingers crossed, like I said, that this works, and we'll see what the if there's a battery temperature issue. Right. everything's fine, charging without a problem. So we can go up to 8 bars without any issue anyway, so that's good to know. Okay, so that was a 15-minute charge, which brought me up from 21%, 22%, 21%, something like that, up to 80. So no problem in the battery accepting charge, and in fact I guess they seem to be taking charge a bit quicker than normally, because that is quite rapid. That's very close to what we were told about back in the day, that you could go from 20 to 80 in 20 minutes. So that's really great. That's really great. I'm delighted with that. So now I'm heading back onto the motorway up to junction 3 for another similar charge, and that's the last rapid charge of the day. So I will see what the battery temperature is like at that stage, and also I'm going to set the cruise control to 120 for this leg. So because I've got plenty in reserve, I'm only 50 kilometers from the charge point, and I have 81% in the battery now. So I must have got an extra percent somewhere. So I have 81% anyway in the battery, so I have no need to be conserving power at this stage. And on we go. I was just thinking as I was driving along, I wouldn't have bought an electric car were it not for the videos made by particularly Ian Sampson, so a rural leaf owner in the UK. And I know Ian's videos have kind of dried up recently, and he says himself about it because there's nothing to say, because it's just getting so mainstream now, driving his Leaf. There's no problems, no issues, and so on. But I was just thinking about the other people whose videos I really appreciate. Aloam does superb videos. Pete Johnson from Aberdeen in Scotland. Now he drives a Renault Zoe, which is different to this one, obviously. I really, really like Peter's videos. They're superbly made and very interesting, and about a lot more than just EV ownership, which is great. IP2 as well, so Peter Caddock from just outside Warrington, I believe, in the UK as well. Pete's videos have kind of dried up as well, I guess for the same reason, because it's just like driving any other car now, and maybe there's only so many things you can say about them. But I hope he brings out some more videos. But there's a new couple, James and Kate, I think, from Hinckley in Leicestershire, and I've only come across their videos over the last couple of weeks. They're fantastic too, very, very informative. Recently they had a video of a test drive they did in Kia Soul, which to my mind is a lovely, lovely looking car. One of the members of the Irish EV Owners Association, William, has just bought one now. Unfortunately, he's emigrating back. He's gone back to France, but he's bought one, and so it's in the country at the moment. It's a beautiful, beautiful car. Kia don't sell them in Ireland yet, unfortunately. I wish they would, because it would be nice for the Leaf to have a rival, let's say, in its market segment. So yeah, James and Kate's videos are superb. They did a video of their test drive of that, and also their test drive of a BMW i3 with a range extender. So that's just a few words about some other people. Jan Bart Spang, of course, he does videos in Ireland on the Renault Zoe. Jan Bart is a great as anybody who's ever seen his videos will know, Jan Bart he should be working for Renault. He's their greatest advocate, which is probably just as well, because my experience of Renault in Ireland is they're not interested in selling Zoe. They don't have staff who know anything about it. So if I were Renault Ireland, I would throw Jan Bart a few bob and get him to spend a bit of time in every dealership speaking to their dealers about the product that they have at their disposal. In my experience, the Nissan dealers in Ireland are much more in tune with the with electric vehicle owning and running, but Renault, honest to God, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Renault Ireland, I hasten to add, Renault Ireland. So that's it. So look, I hope that there's more videos to come from the guys who've been quiet recently. So that's Ian and Peter, Aloam, and IP2, the other Peter. So I hope that there's more videos to come from them. But in the meantime, check out James and Kate. They're superb videos, very informative. Okay, so I'm now in Manistone Junction 3 of the M8 for the second time today. So this is the fifth rapid charge I've done today. It's charging away, no problems whatsoever. I haven't been iced. I haven't had to wait, so it hasn't been a queue. So I've been very, very lucky today. It's been a great journey. So I'll show you the battery temperature. Yeah, so it's still 8 bars, but it's taking charge easily. It's charging quite rapidly, actually. Sorry, this is my laptop starting up. So, yeah, I'm just heading for the last leg now, which is back to the office and then home. Okay, we're now at 80%, and I noticed the battery has gone up to 9 bars. So, I wonder when. I'd imagine it's not until it hits the 11th or 12th segment that it would create a problem, because that's when it's marked as being red. But I wonder when it presents a problem to charge. I don't think it's ever been this warm before. The battery, I mean, not the weather. We're 21 degrees weather-wise. So anyway, 9 bars. So let's see what happens later. Okay, so that's it. That's it. I've made it back. 426 kilometers, 5 charges, no issues. So, right. Until next time. Listen, I'll put the links to the other YouTube videos I was recommending down there somewhere. Okay. See ya.